on then.
He wants to fleece us again.
Damn it, that's just what we need.
Exactly. We'll have to talk to the others this evening and decide what to do. It can't go on like this.
Yeah, well, I'll be going now.
Damn it, that's just what we need.
Exactly. We'll have to talk to the others this evening and decide what to do. It can't go on like this.
Yeah, well, I'll be going now.
Quality goods here.
Good people, refrain
The
from
finest
sin.
wares. Quality goods.
Satan is going around our city, and the only defense is piety and virtue. Especially in these times, we have to heed his
People, gather round. You won't believe this.
Satan is going around our city, and the only defense is piety.
God bless you.
If I may be so bold, what brings you to the dark?
God bless you.
Hey, what the hell are you poking around here for?
I'm Henry. Your lord's expecting me.
Ah, so you're the one. He did mention you, that's true. I'm sorry for being so harsh with you, but we were attacked recently, as you probably know. So we're a lot more cautious now with strangers hanging around.
Well, I understand. But I need to speak with Lord Ruthard as soon as possible.
Of course, follow me.
Poking around here for?
I'm Henry. Your lord's expecting me.
Ah, so you're the one. He did mention you, that's true. I'm sorry for being so harsh.
Well, we're here, but you'll have to wait a while.
As you probably know. So we're a
As you
lot
can
more
see,
cautious
Lord
now with
Ruthard has an
strangers
important visitor,
Well, I
and it seems they
understand.
haven't finished yet.
But I need to speak with Lord Ruthard as
I
soon
understand.
as possible.
Of course, follow me.
I'm Henry.
And what now, Martin? Did you speak to Jerome Naz? Will he support us?
Well, we're here.
He won't.
You'll have to wait a
He
while.
lent a lot of coin to Sigismund, and now he's stuck with him.
Ruthard has an important visitor.
Sakra!
I need to speak with Lord Ruthard.
He's scared. As soon as he does anything to upset him, Sigismund will denounce him as a rebel and right after death.
Jerome Naz. Damn it! Has always counting Groschen not left room for a grain of common sense in that head of his?
Jerome is a vain man. I'm sure he's pleased when the Hungarian king himself listens to him. Anything to upset him. He was boasting that he'll be in charge of some church talks in the Italian court. There is no way we'll change his mind.
Groschen not left room for a
But you've been to see other councillors too, haven't you? Have you any good news from anyone?
I'm sure he's pleased when the Hungarian king himself listens to him. Unfortunately not. Some of them are beholden to Sigismund for their office, and some are worried about ending up, forgive me, friends,
But you've
like
been to
you
see
and
other
Peter of
councillors too,
Pisa.
haven't you?
Christ above!
Any good news from anyone?
That's exactly what Sigismund wants. To divide us. To paralyze us with fear.
Some of them
Divide
are
et
beholden to
impera.
Sigismund for their office,
God knows,
and some
that
are
ginger
worried
fox is a
about
master of
ending up,
dividing and conquering.
forgive me, friends. You are absolutely correct, my lady.
Christ above.
Especially when everyone can see your problems. I've heard that Mint Master Vavak is still putting pressure on you.
Divide
The devil
et
take
impera.
that bastard!
God knows,
the gall
that
to
ginger
blackmail
fox is a
me in my
master of
own
dividing and
home.
conquering.
Gentlemen,
You are absolutely
and my lady,
correct, my lady.
sorry to interrupt, but I have some new tidings about our Mint Master.
See your problems.
I've heard about his crimes against the crown, and it's no trivial pilfering.
Are you sure the accusations are true?
I've got proof of everything.
Ha! God bless you, lad. Finally, some good news.
But I have some new tidings about
It seems that this young man came to brighten my day. Who do I have the honor of
no trivial
addressing?
pilfering.
Martin, this is Henry, our ally from Liechtenstein. Henry, this is Sir Martin Odorin, Lord of Rabosh, a loyal supporter of King Wenceslas, as no doubt you've already deduced.
It seems that this young man came to brighten my day.
I'm pleased to meet you, Sir Martin. It's good to see that King Wenceslas still has support
Our
here.
ally from Liechtenstein.
I'm doing everything I can to keep it that way.
Odorin, Lord of Rabosh,
You hinted at
loyal
something,
supporter
so
of King
continue.
Wenceslas.
Convince us that Liechtenstein sent us a capable man.
Sir Kunslin,
Pleased to meet you, Sir Martin.
Shimek? What's going on?
It's good to see that King
Min Master Vavak is heading here with an armed cohort.
I'm doing everything
Right
I can
now?
to keep it that way. You hinted at something, so continue.
Let him come.
Convince us
He'll be
that
surprised what I've got on
Liechtenstein
him.
sent us a capable man.
Henry's right. If he helps us again like last time, we have nothing to fear.
Going on? I agree.
Master Vavak is heading here with an armed cohort.
Let Vavar come. Right now. Shimek, place a gunner on the upper floor and a crossbowman on the
Let
stairs.
him come.
Then gather whoever you can find and join us in the yard.
Henry's right.
Certainly, right away,
If he
sir.
helps us again like last time,
Henry,
we have nothing to fear.
we're counting mainly on you. I hope your findings are worth a dozen armed men.
100 at least,
Place a
sir.
gunner on the upper
You'll see.
floor and a crossbow.
I'll help you into your armor, Papa.
Then gather whoever you can but find quickly, and join us in the yard. And then go to your chambers and lock yourself in.
What? I'm going with you.
Mainly on you. No. Your findings are worth a dozen armed men. So go to your room. Take your precious crossbow.
You'll see.
And if things turn out badly, shoot any of Vavar's whoresons who stick their noses through the door. If something were to happen to me, you're the next in line in our family. Don't forget that. So go to
I
your
love
room.
you, Papa.
Take your precious crossbow.
God Almighty,
And if things turn
hold
out
your
badly,
protective hand above us.
shoot any of Vavar's whoresons who stick their noses through the door. If something were to happen to
Greetings,
me,
Sir Ruthard. Your gate was open, so I took the opportunity for a little visit.
no gate is closed to you, is it? The gates of hell are especially looking forward to your visit. But you're more than well aware of that, eh? Since you don't dare leave home without a horde of men-at-arms.
My men aren't here to protect me, but to enable me to keep order when needed.
No gate is
And
closed to
today,
you,
I got
is
the
it?
feeling that order is just what's needed. Or do you disagree, sir?
You're more than
Weigh
well
your
aware of
words,
that,
sir.
eh?
One might take them as threats.
Dare
But be
leave
assured,
home without a
we're
horde
very
of
well
men-at-arms.
prepared today for anyone who
My
might
men
threaten
aren't
us.
here to protect Threat? A warning, more like. A friendly warning from the Royal Mint Master. Lord Ruthard, I'm offering you one last chance to surrender your mining rights to me.
One might take
If
them
we
as
agree,
threats.
neither you nor your family will have anything to fear. If not, the king will hear of the serpent you nurse in your bosom. And this time, you'll lose not only your fortress, but also your honor and status.
Enough! Do you think you can insult me in my own home?
Neither you nor your
Do
family
you
will
imagine
have
you can do
anything
as you
to fear.
please, just
If
because
not,
you have
the king
Sigismund's
will
favor?
hear of the
That
serpent
can
you nurse
easily
in your
change
bosom.
when the king learns
And
of the
this time,
serpent
you'll lose
you
not
are
only your
nursing in your
fortress,
bosom.
but
To
also
cite your own
honor
words,
and
sir. Enough! Only, considering what I know, you might lose a little more than your honor. Like your head, for what it's worth.
How dare you?
Henry, kindly inform the Royal Mint Master of what is being said about him. Sir, enough. Only, considering what I know,
The word is you're conspiring with Buresh of Krakowitz and Foreman Fett, sir, to falsify the mining records together. In other words, you're stealing the royal silver. And what's more, taking it to a secret mint where you forge your own coin with the royal stamp. And that's a capital crime. What do you suppose Sigismund might do when he finds out his own mint master is robbing it? Especially when he's desperate for every last groschen.
I'd say this somewhat alters the perspective, sir. So from now on, you will leave me and my family be.
What do you suppose Sigismund?
Or your king will hear of your shenanigans.
Exactly. We'll see to that. Mark my words.
Are you trying to threaten the royal mint master again? And with nothing but common slander? You haven't learned much since the last time.
Oh, we've not had much time for that. We've been fully occupied with collecting evidence. Isn't that so, Henry?
We'll see to that. Mark my words.
Are you trying to threaten the royal mint master again? And with
I've got your account ledgers here with me. The real ones, from Buresh, that prove how you carried out this entire fraud. They make quite interesting reading.
Wait. So, if I understand correctly, the only thing you have to prove your blatant lies are books that you have on you right here?
Of course not. Do you think we're completely stupid? We've got copies here. The original books are safely stashed away under lock and key.
That's right. You're finished, Hermes Trismegistos.
So, do you want to chance your luck? Or come to an agreement?
Of course not. Do you
Captain,
think we're completely
sir,
stupid?
This matter is an internal affair of the Crown and my office. I'll resolve it here with these gentlemen in private.
Are you sure, sir?
Yes, damn it! Do what I say! Wait for me by the gate.
Let us step inside. Let's give the Mint Master the privacy he requests.
This matter is an internal affair of the Crown and my office. I'll resolve. Gentlemen, I expect you'll keep this entire matter to yourselves. Yes, and I expect you'll be wanting something in return.
The executioner is far from here, so I'll be standing in for him today. God knows what kind of man you are. May God have mercy on my soul.
What? You can't just cut down the Royal Mint Master. Wait! We got off on the wrong foot.
I'll give you the wrong foot. Right up your ass.
You're right. I underestimated you. I made a mistake.
You certainly did, sir. A big mistake.
The only question is, how much your mistake is going to cost you.
Don't do anything rash, Kunzlin. I understand you're angry, but he could come in useful.
That's true. Intelligent people can always reach an agreement that benefits everyone, and...
You're right. I'm more than angry. Swear you leave me and my family in peace, and our mining rights will remain untouched.
You have my word. I swear it.
Good. You know what awaits you otherwise. If Martin believes you can be of use to us, I'll leave it to him. I'm not in the mood for this.
Right. You said intelligent people can come to an agreement. So let's see. We need to know what Sigismund's planning.
Spy on the king? You can't ask that of me.
It doesn't sound like you want to come to an agreement.
You can't.
We can, and we will.
This is nothing compared to the punishment you're facing for what you've done. Either you agree to this, or Sigismund learns all about it. Then you'd have to run damn far to avoid the chopping block.
Henry's right, so don't even think about double-crossing us. You've a lot more to lose than we do.
And don't forget about your oath either.
I understand. All right, I'll do as you ask.
Excellent.
Or Sigismund learns all about it.
Get out of my house.
Of course.
I'll take my leave too, Kunzlin. I've still got some affairs to deal with today. At least I can see our mint master out. I'm sure he'll be delighted to tell me many interesting things.
God go with you, Martin.
I'll do as you ask.
I hope we'll soon meet again in more pleasant circumstances. Get out of my... Ha ha!
Of course.
Now that was a good one. The mighty Mint Master strode in like a lion and then crawled out like a whipped dog. I can breathe a lot easier now we've got rid of that bastard. At any rate, Henry, I'll take those incriminating books. I'll hide them in a safe place, just in case he gets any ideas.
Good idea, sir. Here they are.
Thanks, Henry. You did a fine job, and I'll never forget your help.
Well, you can return the favor right away, sir.
At any rate, Henry,
You promised to help me get into Malashov.
I did, and I'll keep that promise. There's a secret passage leading out of Malashov,
Good idea, sir.
and you could avail of it in the opposite direction.
A secret passage?
Henry,
That's a godsend.
you did a fine
Von
job.
Burgov won't have an inkling.
Never forget your help. He won't.
Well,
It's
you can
well
return
hidden.
the favour
We
right
didn't
away,
even
sir.
know about it ourselves
You
for a
promised
long
to help me
time,
get into Malashov.
until Rosa discovered it at the fortress one day. She can best explain to you how to find it. She should be in her room. It's up the stairs. You'll see the door on your left.
All right, I'll ask her. Thank you very much, Sir Crimson.
Don't thank me yet. The worst of it is still ahead of you. About it ourselves for a long time, until Rosa discovered it at the fortress.
Nobody will be expecting me.
Best explain to you
The
how-
passageway is an advantage that works on my side. Besides, I've got my spy coat on, which makes me hard to spot. I can deal with any locks. And if I come across anyone, I'll take him out without a sound or a trace.
Well, it looks like you know what you're doing, and that you've done it before. I'll pray for your success.
Nobody will be expecting me.
It would help us in more ways than you probably realize.
Besides, I've got my spy coat on, which makes Thanks again. I can deal with any. As soon as I speak to Rosa, I'll head out right away. I'll get Lord Capon out of Malashov if it's the last thing I do.
It looks like you've no lack of courage, son. But you shouldn't count on that alone. Be careful. And good luck. I'll at least look at the books you brought. I'm very curious about what there is on Vavak and how he did it all.
I wish you a pleasant read. There's more than enough on him in there. If it's the last thing I do.
Looks like you've no lack of courage, son. But you shouldn't count on that alone. Be careful. And good luck. I'll at least look at the books you brought. I'm very curious about what there is on Vavak and how he did it all.
I wish you a pleasant read. There's more than enough on him in there.
I've got a feeling you're looking for me, Henry.
Your father sent me.
So I can tell you how to get to our fortress. A task for the lowest lackey, wouldn't you say? Well, you don't need to answer that.
Right, yeah. That's exactly why he sent me. But how...
What are you staring at? Do you think I was born yesterday? I was listening to you from the top of the stairs. So, this passage, it leads to the cellars, but the outside entrance is hidden underground in a forest, not far from the castle. You can find the exact place if you know where and how to look.
Is it in a cave hidden behind a waterfall?
Well, no. But it would be nice. Listen, nearby Malashov is a stud farm managed by Hashtal, an old friend of Papa's. We had a wayside shrine set up at the crossroads before the stud farm. You can find the exact place if you know
Sure.
where and how to look.
I won't miss it.
Wait, though. We haven't got to the hard part yet. From the shrine, you should be able to see a group of boulders. Beyond them are the remains of an old chapel. You have to find it, and then there's a kind of... how can I describe it? A window. A gap you can look through.
If it's still standing.
I hope so too. Anyway, it should direct you towards some ruins. Go there, and now pay attention. Somewhere in those ruins is a stone cross. You have to find it and look where its top points to. If you go the way the cross is pointing, you'll find another one, and again follow the direction it's pointing in. That should lead you to a small clearing, marked by a cross in the rocks. You dig there, and you should get to the passageway. Somewhere in those ruins is a stone cross.
That's a really cunning solution.
And look where its top
No random fool would ever find it.
That was exactly my intention when I thought it up. Thanks, Henry. I think you're no fool, so you shouldn't have any trouble. And that's not all. Getting into the castle is the easy part. Don't forget, you have to get out too.
You're right. Horses will be needed. For me and for Capon.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Fortunately, I know how to arrange that. Stop off at the stud farm I told you about, and ask Hashtal for horses. And that's not all. Getting into the castle is the easy part. Don't forget, you have to get out
Where's
too.
the catch?
No catch. On the contrary, please tell Hashtal that Papa is still paying for masses for his dead father, as agreed years ago. And even if he's not too keen, tell him we'll pay him for the horses.
You got it well figured out. Thanks. Don't know how I'd manage without you.
You've done plenty to help, and now it's our turn.
Catch.
Papa said something like that, didn't he? You know, you might not be aware of it, but you saved us from a mountain of trouble. Papa would never admit it, but alone, we wouldn't be able to resist the Mint Master for long.
Thanks.
You've earned the right to the gratitude and friendship of our house for all time. And now it's our turn. Papa said something like that.
Would you like to come with me?
You know, you might
At least I'll be sure to find that place.
Would you seriously want me there? What if something were to go wrong? Wouldn't a girl like me be more of a burden to you? You've earned the right to the gratitude and friendship of our house
You're right.
for all time.
It's enough that I'm risking my own neck. I'd hate to risk yours, too.
Ah,
At least I'll
what a
be sure to
truly
find that
chivalrous gesture. And before you head off, I'd like to ask you for one favor. But you mustn't breathe a word of it to anyone. Understand?
You're right. I'm listening. It's enough
I
that
wanted
I'm
to
risking my
ask
own
you, since you're going to be at Malashov, if you could bring me something from there.
And what might that be?
A book. It has great value to me, and I was starting to worry it would stay there forever. But if you're going there now...
I'm listening.
I wanted to ask you...
Fear not, my lady.
to be at Malashov.
I'll gladly tear the entire fortress apart to find that book for you.
Restraint, valiant knight. I value your determination, but this way would give yourself away immediately, and I'd remain without my book. Find it nice and quietly, then come back.
Your wish is my command.
It shouldn't be hard.
Fear not, my
The book
lady.
is bound in scarlet leather and inlaid with gold. You won't find many like such there. And take this, so you don't get lost in the fortress.
Thank you.
It is quite possible you won't get back to Malashov again. So don't forget about me. And Henry, be careful.
Your wish is my command.
It shouldn't be hard. The book is bound in scarlet leather and inlaid with gold. You won't find many like such there. And take this, so you don't get lost in the fortress.
Thank you.
It is quite possible you won't get back to Malashov again. So don't forget about me. And Henry, be careful.
Don't call. Look, Aldi. I didn't say I wouldn't contribute, but I'm not giving them a single.
It is quite possible you won't get back to Malashov again. So don't forget about me. And Henry, be careful.
Groschen until I see cupstones, lime, scaffolding. But I'm not giving them a single. Groschen until I see cupstones, lime, scaffolding. And 20 men working their and 20 men working their What can I do for you?
Do you sell horses here?
Aye, that's me. Sell, exchange, harness. And I also clean hooves when I really have to. Pick a horse and bring me the coin. Simple.
Did you say you also exchange horses? Because I already have one.
As long as it's not some nag, I'll take the value off the price of the new one. And who knows? If you've got an expensive horse, I might end up paying you. I hope you've had a good look at the horses, because we don't give any refunds. Well, did you?
Did you say you also exchange horses? Because I already have one.
Of course. So, which one do you want? Take the value off the price of the new one. And who knows? If you've got an expensive horse, I might end up paying you. I hope you've had a good
I'll take
look at
Crow.
the horses,
Here you are.
because we don't give
Down to
any
the last
refunds.
groschen.
Finally, an honest buyer, and not just someone who happened to win him in a game of dice. There. Now you're the proud owner of a Malashov horse. Come on, we'll saddle him up for you, and I'll teach you how to call him.
I'll take Crow. Here you are. Down to the last groschen.
Finally, an honest buyer. May she serve you well. Someone who happened to win him in a game of dice. There. Now you're the proud owner of a Malashov horse. Come on, we'll saddle him up for you.
The Ruthard
Teach
sent
you
me.
how to call him. What's that to do with me? Those days when Ruthard was the Lord of Malashov are over. I don't want to have anything more to do with him. So you can be on your way.
He sends you his regards. And he asked me to remind you that he's still paying for masses for your family. As the two of you agreed.
Sakura. Nobody knows about that but him.
That's why he told me.
What's that to do with me?
So you'd be sure I really did come from them, and this isn't a trick.
Well, that changes things. Sorry for being a bit hostile like. But times are tough. A man can't be sure of anything. Good to hear that Sir Kunzlin still has a few friends left. Give him my greetings, and thank him for still honoring our agreement.
Sure. I'll pass that on to him.
So, tell me, what did the Ruthard send you for? Times are tough.
I've got to get into Malashov to free a friend who's held captive there.
What, all alone? Maybe I should send for a priest for you, eh?
Don't worry, I'll figure it out. Lord Ruthard told me about a secret passage that will take me there. What I need from you is to get a fresh horse ready for my friend. A fast one, for when we get back.
Well, you sure ain't lacking in courage, but you're really asking me for a lot. A fresh, fast horse don't come cheap. But fine, since you're from Sir Kunzlin, I'll have it ready for you. Somewhere a bit further from here so I don't get in the shit if things go sideways.
Of course. The last thing I want is to endanger you unnecessarily. And the Ruthards promised to pay for the horse if it comes to any harm.
All right. So look, here next to the stud farm, there's a kind of band of rocks below the forest. When you go alongside the rocks to the end, you'll find a wooded copse not far from the castle. There's a well-trodden patch of ground there, so that's where I'll have that horse ready for you. Hopefully, nothing will happen to him if I just leave him there. Recently, there's been wolves and wild dogs sniffing around here, so we have to watch out for the animals.
Thanks. I'm obliged to you.
Tell me more about this secret passage. They say there's one here somewhere, but no one knows much about it. That's where I'll have that horse ready for you. Hopefully.
That passage is secret for a reason. The less you know about it, the better.
Herregud, I'm to risk my farm and maybe even my life for you, and you won't even tell me that much?
I'm obliged to you.
Tell me more about this secret.
Sorry, I can't do it.
They say there's one
It's
here.
really for the best.
No one knows much about it. That's gratitude for you.
That passage is secret for a reason. The less you know about it, the better. Tell me something about the stables here in Malashov.
The Ruthards always set great store by having stables with a wide range of horse breeds. Whether they were palfrey, but the new lords want Malash between you and me. They have no idea that the Hungarian blood of a Dextra. So when some nobleman visits us here, but the Malashov stables mean that's the way it has to be, even if it were ruled by having stables with a wide range of horse breeds. Whether they were palfrey, but the new lords want Malash between you and me. They have no idea that the Hungarian blood of a Dextra. stables mean that's the way it has to be, even if you're wrong.
This must be the chapel Rosa was talking about. I'm supposed to look through its arch for some old ruins. Well, let's see. This must be the chapel Rosa was talking about. I'm supposed to look through its arch for some old ruins. Well, let's see. The chapel directed me here. There's no doubt about that. So somewhere around here, I have to find a stone cross, and then go in the direction the top is pointing. The chapel directed me here. There's no doubt about that. So somewhere around here, I have to find a stone cross, and then go in the direction the top is pointing. Have to go back. cross in stone. This could be the place Rosa mentioned. I'll grab the spade and see if I'm in the right place. I have to go back. Ugh. A tough job, but it was worth it. The way to Malashov is clear. A cross in stone. This could be the place Rosa mentioned. I'll grab the spade and see if I'm in the right place. Damn it, that's cold. Worth it. The way to Malashov is clear. This looks like it could be the wall of the Malashov cellars. There's no going back. This is it. All right then. Courage, Henry. Courage. You can do this. This is gonna take a while. Damn it, that's cold.
And Ruthard and Liechtenstein are turning the Kuttenberg houses against us.
Bavag will deal with Ruthard. But Liechtenstein is your concern. How come you haven't caught him yet?
He's slippery as an eel. He's hiding somewhere in the Jewish quarter. I sent spies to track him down, but they never came back.
Flush him out of that hole of his. For fuck's sake!
Why such concern, Otto? Gutenberg is ours. Sigismund has the reins firmly in his hands.
He's got fuck all in his hands. Sigismund thought at first he'd come to terms with his brother Wenceslas, clear the way for him to the imperial throne, and take the Bohemian throne for himself. But Wenceslas couldn't even get off his drunken ass and go to Rome for the coronation.
This looks like it could be the wall of the Malashov cellars.
And now,
no going back.
the glorious Hungarian king has fallen for Jobst and his damned truce. He's been taken in by that treacherous turncoat.
Jobst betrayed Wenceslas. Then Sigismund. And now us. He fooled all of us. But what can he really do against us?
I'll tell you what. While pretending to parley, he incensed the Hungarian nobles against Sigismund.
Surely Sigismund's army can deal with that inconvenience.
Ha! He was paying his Cumans by letting them pillage Bohemia. He set half the people against him in the country he wants to rule. And now, there is nothing left to plunder. While we are shuffling our feet here, Jobst is surely mustering an army.
What are we going to do?
We've got Cabon. That will keep Hanush and the Lipa people at bay. If they ever want to see their heir alive.
Track him down. They never came back.
Jobst has Liechtenstein mustering other allies for him. For fuck's sake! We get him in our grasp, and Jobst will be like a fish out of water in Bohemia.
I'll drag him out of that Jewish den with my own two hands. Count on me, sir.
The betrayers of Christ, hiding a betrayal. They are rich. All that's needed is a good pretext.
The Kuttenbergers will be quite happy if their debts to those usurers happen to go up in smoke.
Yeah.
You're learning fast, young man.
The gate open. A horseman, sir!
Hanush is out of the game. The Kuttenbergers are taken care of, and we'll catch Liechtenstein. You'll see, my friend. Good times are coming.
Your Graces, King Sigismund is convening the town council, but first he requests your presence at the Sedlitz monastery, without delay.
has fallen
What's all
for
the
Yorks
urgency
and his
about?
damned crews. He's been
Surely you must know that
taken
yourself,
in
sir.
by that treacherous
The
Thun.
captives fled Trotsky Castle and killed Istvan Toth while escaping.
Then Sigismund, and now us. He fooled all of us.
That's not possible.
What can he really do against us?
That's a lie.
I'll tell you what.
It is true,
While
Lord
pretending
Toth is dead.
folly, he incensed the Hungarian nobles against Sigismund.
Surely Sigismund.
Who? Speak!
He said half the people
The messenger said something about Cobbler's bastard and some outlaws.
I swear, by everything that is holy, I will find that whoreson, and I will rip out his heart!
Jesus. What's with that boy?
Sir Istvan was like a father to him. We better go. Bring the horses!
Shame about that dog.
I'll drag him out of that Jewish den with my own 2 hands. Count on me, sir.
The betrayers of Christ, hiding and betrayal. They are rich. All that's needed is a good pretext.
The Kuttenbergers will be quite happy if their debts to those usurers have to
Lord
go
von
up in
Bergel
smoke.
had to leave on important
Now to
business
find
for King
Capon
Sigismund.
and get out of
He
here.
took a small escort with him, so the garrison is slightly weakened. So, be extra alert on your watch. If I find anybody slacking off, don't get
You've got it, Conrad.
Yepo,
You'll see, my
I'll send
friend.
Hyman to the gate.
The times are coming.
Your Graces, King Sigismund is convening the town council, but first he requests your presence at the Sedlitz Monastery. Without
He'll
delay.
be in charge of the southern and
What's
eastern
all the
borders.
urgency about?
All right, Conrad. I'll get
Surely you
right
must
on
know that yourself, sir.
France, run along back
The
to
captives
garden.
fled Trotsky
Get some
Castle and
sleep.
killed Istvan
Don't
Toth
fall
while
asleep
escaping.
during the night watch.
Aye, don't worry.
That's not possible.
If you know your orders.
That's a lie.
Sorry if you don't. Dismissed.
It is
Don't
true,
break
Lord Toth is dead.
Beat that. That card is starting to get on my fucking nerves. I understand. I'll get right on it. And tell Graham it's getting late. Won't forget to take some food for our guests. I gave courtesy, so I will fuck around with it myself.
Who's going to take what?
Who? Speak!
The messenger said something about Cobbler's bastard and some outlaws.
I swear, by everything that is holy,
But I'd rather talk about it over the pint of ale.
and I will
Let's
rip
bring
out
some
his
dice.
heart.
Whoever loses will take the night shift with Leipold.
You'd better get some rest then. Because I'll wipe the table with you.
What's
We'll see about that.
Sir Istvan was like a father to him. We better go. Bring the horses!
Shame about that dog.
Hiya!
Enemy in the far.
You're mine.
Find Capon and get out of here.
Punishment by the blade. My favourite. Show what you're made of. Now you... See what we do with criminals, bastard!
Hillary's too good for you. I'll jump. You wanna try it? Take that! Don't think I won't cut you to pieces!
Stop praying.
Now
Come on,
you
then.
see what we do with criminals, bastard!
You'd better get some rest. I'll wipe the table with you.
The pillory's too good for you. I'll chop you up on the spot. You're no match for us, fucker. Ha! Don't think I'll cut you to pieces. Do it.
Enemy in the box!
Show what you're made of. Now you... See what we do with criminal bastards.
You. I'll jump. You wanna try it? Take that! Don't think I won't cut you to pieces!
The pillory's too good for you. I'll chop you up on the spot. You're no match for us, fucker. Ha!
Shit!
hell. Damn.
Damnation.
What is happening? Who are you?
Quiet. If you make a peep, we're done for.
Henry?
Good God, Henry. What are you doing here?
What do you think I'm doing? Hunting boar? Came to save your noble arse.
My noble arse thanks you. Oh, how did you get here?
I'll tell you later. Who's this?
Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. At your service.
Brabant led the defense at Kuttenberg. He's Sigismund's prisoner, same as me.
And I came very close to holding the town. Besides...
But there's no time for chit-chat. He's our ally. We can't leave him behind. Right, no doubt you've got a cunning plan for us to get out of here, right? Well, let's hear it.
Of course I have a plan. Listen, I got to the fortress through a secret passageway that old Ruthard told me about. Von Bergov knows nothing about it.
C'est magnifique! Very cunning.
They know in the fortress now that something's up, but we can handle it. We're lucky von Burgov left the fortress along with von Aulitz and some of the garrison. So I'll take you to that passageway, and we'll get out of here. We'll get to the forest not far from here. I'll have some horses ready there. We'll be gone before you can say the Lord's Prayer.
Formidable! I call that an elegant plan. I myself had to sneak like that once during the siege of Arezzo. So, what are we waiting for? On y va!
Wait. A passageway, you say? A dark, narrow passageway?
Well, it's just a passageway. There's a bit of water in it to wade through, but nothing we can't handle.
You can forget about it. I'm not going through any passageway.
What?
Let me repeat. No passageway for me. It's not the chivalrous way.
It is not chivalrous, c'est vrai, but in our situation, it is more than delicious.
Oh, and how would you like to get out of here chivalrously, your lordship?
What do I know? We could maybe break down the gate.
Un moment. Henri? You said that von Bergov left. Is that not so?
Yes.
And what about horses? Are there any horses left here?
I think there's a couple, yeah. In the lower courtyard.
Très bien. That will be enough. We just have to get to them. But I think we could get there stealthily. It is not far from the tower to the stables. Then you simply open the gate, et voila, we are gone! Just like I escaped when surrounded by that English dog John Oakwood. It may not be the best plan, it was not back then either. But we simply had no other choice.
That's a wonderful plan! No passageways! But we need some weapons.
Exactement, to have a proper piece of steel in my hand again. Preferably Milanese, although I would be satisfied with something local.
Thanks, Henry. I feel better already.
A nice piece. And what do you have for me?
So, this is how we're gonna do it.
C'est incroyable! I have fought on the battlefields of 5 countries, but I do not get a weapon. I take this personally.
Don't complain, damn it. According to what you told us, you can handle 10 men with your bare hands. So now you have a chance to show us. Henry?
I'll go ahead and scout it out. When there's a suitable moment, I'll let you know and you can head out.
And how will you let us know?
Well, the stables can be seen from the entrance hall. If you signal us with a torch from next to the horses, we'll head towards you.
Agreed. Good idea. Wait for my light.
But you must be absolutely certain that the way is clear. If you have any doubt, do not risk our lives. Better to come back to us, and we shall go together.
True. And if we don't hear from you or see your signal for a long time, we'll try to make it on our own.
Précisément. We cannot sit here forever.
Right. Got it. I'm off.
Rabant, keep watch by the stairway. I'll go to the window and wait for Henry's signal.
I think it would be better if you watch the stairs.
Why's that?
You're... Younger. You have better hearing.
You said you once discovered a dozen English spies.
I have some steel for you.
Très bien, give it to me. Now I will show you what the Cavalier Vauclin-Brabant is. Aux armes!
Horses are here. As soon as it's safe, I should give Cape on the signal.
What is happening?
If you make a peep, we're done for.
What are you doing here?
Well, that's that. Now we just need to wait for Capon. Lord Jesus Christ, stand by our side.
How did you get here? I'll tell you later. Who's this?
Vauquelin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo. At your service.
Found the defense at Kuttenberg. He's Sigismund's prisoner, same as me.
And I came very close to holding the town. Besides...
But there's no time for chit-chat. He's our ally. Can't leave him behind. No doubt you've got a cunning plan.
Christ almighty!
Get out of
Run!
here, right?
Quickly!
Let's hear it.
Guard!
Of course I have a plan. Listen, I got to the fortress through a secret passageway that Bernhard told me about. Von Burgov knows nothing about it.
C'est magnifique. Very cunning.
I know in the fortress we and we'll get out of here. We'll get to the forest not far from here. I have some horses with me.
I must admit, mes amis, the last time I have had such a suspense was when I was rescuing the King of France.
Oui, monsieur, you were surely brave. And fortune favors the brave. Free at last!
Passageway for me. It's not the chivalrous way.
It is not chivalrous, c'est vrai, but in our situation, it is more than delicious.
Oh, and how would you like
Thank
to
you
get
for
out
coming
of
for
here
me, Henry.
chivalrously, your lordship?
You're a great friend. The best I could wish for.
After today, you may also count me among your friends. I, Vauquelin Brabant, chevalier, aventurier et voyageur. I'm at your service, mon brave Henri. And I have an excellent idea. In your honor, I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
My name is Vauquelin.
Vauquelin?
Vauquelin. Vauquelin.
Vauquelin... would you mind if I just call you Brabant?
Brabant. En
Brabant?
Que peut-on y faire? It will have to do. Do not concern yourself, mon ami. Clearly, you are not talented in the art of conversation. But at least you have courage and other skills. You carried out the entire operation truly brilliantly. I could not have done it much better myself. And look, mon ami, how the fresh air suits Monsieur Chapon. He has finally stopped drawing in self-pity.
What self-pity, damn it? I was locked up for days in a tiny stinking room.
Ah, come now, mon cher. Luck was simply not on your side for once. That is all. Now we are finally free. The time has come for grand deeds. I did not waste my time in captivity. I fought everything over diligently. Listen.
Please, I'd prefer not to.
What's your plan, Sir Baron?
An heroic deed about which odes shall one day be composed, similar to my feat in the famous Battle of Arezzo.
But what would you do now?
What if we were to journey to Vienne? We could assemble a company and liberate Le Roi Wenceslas.
Aren't you overdoing it a bit? We don't have the resources for a mission like that.
De ne sais qu'excuses, but means. I know many important people in Vienne itself who owe me favors. It will suffice to pull a few strings.
You must be mad. You've been free less than a day, and you're already thinking up ways to get yourself killed. I'd rather endure Hanish's preaching about my incompetence than listen to this chatter. We'll see what happens next. But the first thing that I need is to get good and drunk. We should spur the horses on. God knows, They might be hot on our heels. Yeah! Christ, whoa! Such destruction and havoc.
War, Monsieur Chapon. You have yet to participate in a real battle. But I fought against les Valaques at Naples, and les Anglais in Bourgogne. And that is how war looks, whether in Italy or La Bohème. It is always the same.
That's not war. It's barbarism. What value did this village have?
Eh bien, I would estimate 5 courtyards. Annual revenues could be perhaps, several hundred groschen?
That's not what I meant, Bacali. No fortress. Maybe one fortified courtyard? Practically insignificant militarily. That's not how war should be fought. This is unjust.
Do not give way to sentimentality, monsieur. A village could harbor spies and saboteurs or supply the enemy, and destroying enemy assets is an effective tool of war. Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those. To strike in the rear, make the enemy lose and bleed. That is how most conflicts are fought. However, wait a year or two, the village will be settled. The population will increase again. That is how it always happens.
But we're the nobility. Our task is to lessen the chances of such things happening. Yeah!
I fucked everything up.
Oh, get up, lad. Everyone makes mistakes. Only a better man owns up to them. At least we know now what kind of vermin we're dealing with.
What brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy.
Word reached Ratai that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry tells you. I wasn't around for half of it.
I shall name my new horse after you.
Pleased to meet you, Sir Vacula.
by the time we arrived in the region, it was already nearing dusk. We set up camp by a pond with the intention of heading out for the castle at first light. But then Sir Hans here spotted some girls on the opposite bank. He'd had eyes for nothing else.
You're exaggerating it a bit, aren't you? We just went for a bathe, and they happened to be there by chance. Besides, you were quite happy to go along.
Then our camp was attacked by bandits before we had time to react. We barely escaped with our lives.
And I saved your neck, in case you've forgotten.
Yeah, and then he had a fight in the tavern, and we both ended up in the stocks. Someone almost even got the noose. But we finally got to von Berghof by a roundabout route, and after a long delay.
Get off my back. You're completely blameless, are you?
Quiet, the pair of you. You're like two little boys. I thought we were past all this.
And what happened then?
I did not waste my time in captivity. I fought everything over the
Von Berghof was behaving oddly right from the start. We had no idea what was behind it. It all came out after we set out with von Berghof's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging in his domain. The same ones who attacked us at the start.
Only they ambushed us and took me and Henry captive for ransom.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lamberg.
Well, I'll be damned.
So von Berghof has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our ally.
Zizka? He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
I'd rather endure Hanish's preaching about my incompetence than listen to this chat.
He's some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me for one. I'll be happy to see him again. But if only it didn't have to be in Rabosh. Why Rabosh? Of all the places in the world.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas's supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruthard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Raditz.
Ulrich Favak? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long. If it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from von Berghof in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markvart von Aulitz will be there with him too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
Wars are not decided only in battles. There are not even many of those.
An awful lot has happened in the last few days. Really looking forward to my bed.
I'm sure you are, son. But we really can't let that council assembly slip by. Young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabosh, but you'll have to return to the city right away and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on Vavak, and you don't know how to use it? Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes, there's not much point in my being there.
Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
T'inquiète. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
Hans? Who's this?
Vaclin Brabant, Chevalier d'Arezzo, at your service.
He was a captive of Lord von Berghof, like me. He defended Kuttenberg against Sigismund.
In that case, he'll be a welcome guest at Rabosh.
You don't know what you're promising, Baron. Watching Sir Hans is a job and a half.
The main thing is to watch out for yourself, Henry. As soon as you can do so without raising suspicion, come and join us.
He'll manage it, but now we really need to hit the road.
Safe travel, Henry.
Adieu et bonne chance.
And to you. Hopefully we'll meet soon. I ought to go and see Rosa when I'm in town. No doubt she'd like to know.
brings you here? We just escaped from Malashov, and right now
There's no time for haste. One thing at a time, my boy.
How it went with that book.
Word reached Ratai that you pair got yourselves into a nice mess. I'm glad to see you both in one piece. So, let's hear it. What happened?
It's best if Henry tells you. I wasn't around for half of it.
By the time we arrived in the region, it was already nearing dusk. We set up camp on the point with the intention of heading out for the castle at first light. But then Sir Hans here spotted some girls on the opposite bank. They had eyes for nothing else.
You're exaggerating it a bit, aren't you? You just went for a bathe, and they happened to be there by chance. Besides, you were quite happy to go along.
Then our camp was attacked by bandits before we had time to react. We barely escaped with our lives.
And I saved your neck, in case you've forgotten.
Yeah, and then he had a fight in the tavern, and we both ended up in the stocks. Someone almost even got the noose. But we finally got to Von Burgov by a roundabout route, and after a long delay.
Get off my back. You're completely blameless, aren't you?
Quiet, the pair of you. You're like two little boys. I thought we were past all this.
And what happened then?
Von Burgov was behaving oddly right from the start. We had no idea what was behind it. It all came out after we set out with Von Burgov's men to deal with the bandits who were rampaging us.
Pork here,
The same ones who attacked us at the start.
pork belly, shoulder, lean hand.
But it turned out these very outlaws are on our side. They're fighting for King Wenceslas on the orders of Sokol of Lambert.
Well, I'll be damned.
So Von Burgov has been the real enemy all this time. And Zizka is actually our...
Zizka. He's the captain of those outlaws. That name doesn't ring a bell.
I think you'll meet him soon enough.
What impression did he make on you?
Some impoverished yeoman. But he's handy in a battle, and he helped us when we needed it.
He made quite an impression on me for once. I'll be happy to see him again. But if only it
I can't swim.
We're riding to a gathering of King Wenceslas' supporters. If fortune favors us, the future fate of the kingdom will be decided there.
If we keep standing around here gabbing about it, it'll be decided without us.
Patience, my friend. This pair have just returned from the clutches of the enemy. No doubt they have something to tell us.
Like how in the devil did you manage to escape?
I was helped by the Ruttard family, the former rulers of Malashov, in exchange for dealing with some trouble they had with Ulrich of Praditz.
Ulrich Pfaffer? But he's the mint master.
Well, he won't be for long. If it comes to light that he's been putting his sticky fingers on the royal silver.
It seems you've been pretty busy.
But don't forget to say what you found out from Von Burgov in Malashov.
Sigismund has convened the city council. Markgraf von Aulitz will be there with him, too. The word is, Sigismund is going to make an important announcement there.
He picked a nice time for it. But at least he won't be sticking his nose into what's going on around.
An awful lot has happened in the last few days. Really looking forward to my bed.
I'm sure you are, son. But we really can't let that council assembly slip by. Young Lord Capon will go with us to Rabor, but you'll have to return to the city right away and try to worm your way into the town hall.
What? How can I get in there? I can't just walk in off the street.
You've got the dirt on, Vivek, and you don't know
What do
how
you
he
want here?
keeps it. Just tell him either he gets you into the council chamber, or you get him on the gallows.
It's worth a try, right?
I hope that assembly really is important. If Sigismund is just going to announce an increase in taxes,
Not much point in my being there. Well, at least you can enjoy watching the long faces of the councillors when they hear it. And don't worry, I'll eat and drink in Rabosh on your behalf.
If I come back and find you there under lock and key again, I'll leave you to rot.
The gift. I will go as well, and I will not let your friend out of my sight.
And? Who's this?
The Clan Brabant.
By the way,
d'Arezzo.
like you were saying about that book,
My favourite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
as I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Bergov's chambers, and there it lay.
You'll be a welcome guest at
Red
Rabosh.
leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it?
Watching through hands
Thank
is a
you,
job and a half.
thank you, thank
The
you.
main thing is to watch out for yourself.
By the way,
As soon as
did
you
you
do
have
so
any
without
time to
raising
leaf through it and see what it's about?
He'll manage it, but now we really
Actually
need to
not.
hit the road.
That's too bad.
Safe travel.
I think you would like it. And perhaps even learn a thing or two.
Why do you think so?
I just think you might find some common ground with the author. Not in absolutely everything, of course. That's just not possible. But in basic matters, I believe you'd agree. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me?
No doubt she'd like to know.
And what would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
That's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Wouldn't you want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going with this.
There are still a few blank pages left, so we could finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
That sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
My pleasure.
How should I start?
You haven't thought of anything yet?
Now, I have many ideas, but we must contribute in equal part.
Both? Well, fine. And what should I do?
Just tell me what you'd like to read about. A tale of a man or a woman? I'll take careful notes of everything.
There are heaps of stories about men. So I propose one about a woman.
All right, a woman then. But I'd need to know more about her.
Such as...
Tell me one trait that is important for you. What would impress you in a girl?
I think above all that she should be clever.
And isn't that rather detrimental for a girl?
Only fools say that. Jilted half-wits who met girls smarter than themselves.
You'd be surprised. My father is no fool, but at times he wishes I were more of a goose. Or better yet, that I would change overnight into a sun. But if the lady in our story is clever, should she employ her wits for good or evil?
I'm for good intentions. If we come up with an interesting woman, it would be a shame to write her as evil.
I agree. Too bad it's only on paper. I'd like to meet our lady in the flesh. Well, just about finished.
Well, let's have a look.
Not yet. Something's missing.
What?
A picture. I don't trust myself with proper illumination, but I think I can handle a sketch. Especially if you'll be my model.
What? And what on earth do I have to do?
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before you, and you are courting her. What would you do?
I'd rather keep what I do to myself. But how about something like this?
Well, now we're done.
Oh, finally. I'm sore all over.
Your suffering is over. Come take a look at what we've done. Your reward. Don't worry. You can blame me for all the mistakes. So what about that story of ours? Tell me your impressions.
Too bad there aren't more books like this. If there were, I might end up turning into a scholar.
Really? I'll take that as the highest possible compliment. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. I don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise, I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl, and I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime. I wager it will be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
By the way, like you were saying about that book,
My favorite book? Pray tell, did you find it?
As I wandered through the fortress, I stumbled upon von Burgov's chambers, and there it lay. Red leather, gold inlay, just as you said.
You really found it. Thank you, thank you, thank you. By the way, did you have any time to leaf through it and see what it's about?
Actually not.
I don't know what you said to the Mint Master, but he left here looking like he'd met the Grim Reaper. May God be with you, Ed.
Why'd you think so?
I just think you might find some common ground with the author. Not in absolutely everything, of course. That's not possible. But in basic matters, I believe you'd agree. Look, you've never thought about writing something.
Me?
I'll be keeping my...
What would I write?
How should I know? Poetry, a novel, a treatise, or a whole book?
It's a tempting notion. Who knows? In another life, I might have become a writer.
Well, Lord of what?
Want to at least give it a try?
I suppose I'm not quite sure where you're going.
There's still a few blank pages there. So
Look out!
finish writing it together. You and me. What do you think?
Sounds great.
We'll have plenty of light and privacy in my chambers. Will you escort me?
Pleasure.
Glad to see you again.
You have the gall to show me your face again? I'll call the guards.
Hold your horses.
Now.
I'll come in peace. Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
Call it what you like.
Well, fine.
I need to get into the City Council Assembly.
Just
I reckon you can help me.
The Assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
notes of everything.
Sigismund's just a usurper.
So I propose one of
Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Singing Ruthard's song, eh? I might have known. Speak then. What do you want? And tell the truth.
What would impress you in a girl?
I think above all that she should be
Well, I just want to climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
And could you not choose a different occasion for that?
Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel? If you want to keep your position and your head on your shoulders, you better shape up.
All right, all right. Maybe we can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself or especially me. And that will be the end of our business together.
I'm for
good
How about a few groschen
If we come
to
up with
seal
an
our
interesting
fruitful
woman,
relationship?
we'll be ashamed to
Are
write
you
them.
trying to annoy me?
agree.
You might have dug up some dirt on me, but I have connections. One word, and you won't live to see the dawn. I'll get you into the assembly. But that finishes things between us. Understand?
Oh. All right.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve the King of Hungary.
Imagine a beautiful lady is standing before you.
What would work on
and
him?
you are courting her.
How can I persuade him to give me his job?
Would you like me to give you a letter for him? I told you how to get to...
But how about something like this?
Where can I find the cook's boy?
He's supposed to pick up his new clothes at the market today from Master Tailor Schneider. You'll almost certainly run into him there. That is, if he's up and about after his boozing bout. I swear that fellow practically lives at that Tin Hen.
At the what?
That German alehouse, the Iron Eagle. That is Zum Eisernen Adler.
Finally. I'm sore all over.
What will I need to work as a waiter there?
Fast feet and good manners. And the livery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me?
Or do you think you can serve the king in a torn shirt and muddy hose?
Well, no. But I never heard about any livery before.
Our usual waiter had a brand new livery made specially for meeting the king. Don't even show up there without it.
Who's this boy?
Franta's his name. Franta Cooldown. He's an idler and a boozer, but he's proved his worth as a waiter. Which reminds me, you'll need his letter of permission to serve in the council. Otherwise, you won't be let inside.
I'll be going then.
If there were...
See you at the council.
Just make sure we both come out of it
I'll take that as
alive.
the highest possible compliment. And what about the sketch? For such a slapdash job, it's not bad, right?
Oh, it's pretty, really. Don't think I've ever seen anything like that.
I know I'm no master illuminator, but otherwise I think we can be quite satisfied. And thank you for the help. I really enjoyed it.
Well, so did I. And for that matter, you're an interesting girl. I'd like to get to know you a little better.
No beating around the bush. How about that? Please do stop by sometime.
Hands off the door,
I wager
right?
it'll be enlightening for both of us. Perhaps I can show you my collection of hunting trophies.
Does it really matter where we pray to him and where we worship him? God willing, this dispute will be settled soon for the good of us all.
Where it don't belong.
What did I do to you? Greetings to you.
I'll call the guards.
Greetings to you.
I'll come in peace.
Show me your wares.
Actually, I have a little offer for you.
You've come to blackmail me again?
What you like. I need to get into the City Council Assembly. I reckon you can help me.
The assembly? The one King Sigismund is supposed to attend in person?
Sigismund's just a usurper. Wenceslas is the only true Bohemian king.
Thank you, friend. And come again.
Do you still have any of your brother's clothes?
And tell the truth.
Mind where you're going?
Climb the social ladder a bit. Nothing wrong with that, is there?
Good day.
Choose a different occasion for that. Have you forgotten I have you over a barrel?
Don't be shy. Come
If you
closer
wanna
and
keep
take a
your
look.
position and your
Quality
reputation,
goods here.
You better shape up.
All right, all right. We can make a deal. If I get you into the council, you'll behave appropriately and you won't betray yourself or especially me. And that will be the end of it.
How about a few groschen to seal our fruitful relationship?
I'm trying to annoy you. Come and take your pick. You might have dug up some dirt on me, but I have connections. One word,
Are you blind?
won't
Phil!
make me see the
Flatbread.
door. I'll get you into the
Good
assembly.
day to you.
But that finishes things between us.
Show me your wares.
Understand?
Oh. Alright.
You can get into the council assembly relatively easily. My cook's son will be serving. He's roughly around your age. Maybe he can be persuaded to let you stand in for him. Although, not everyone would want to give up an opportunity to serve.
Pleasure doing business. Take care.
A fine day for some
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost.
How can I
Greetings.
persuade him to give me his
I'd like to... Surely you can wait a while. I have a customer here. Here you are. The finest fabric. Intricate work. You won't find the likes anywhere else in this town.
No more than I'd expect after the amount they cost. Thanks. I'll gladly recommend you if anyone asks. And you impatient fella, what was it you wanted?
You must be Franta Cooldown.
I am. And who might you be?
I'm Henry. I heard you were supposed to serve at the City Council Assembly.
I am. What's it to you?
And delivery of a royal waiter.
Excuse me? The thing is, that job is just my thing. And a fella could easily disgrace himself in front of the king. But I never heard about it. Do you feel up to it?
Look here. It's not like I'm all that keen on it, but it's well paid. Apart from that, it's a bit of a pain in the arse. Them councillors stuffing their faces and guzzling wine, while I run around like a bugger with pitchers so they don't run dry. Why would you want to stick your nose in there?
I want to see the king in the flesh.
Why's that?
I heard a lot about him. How he won lots of battles, how he's courageous, just...
And as bad-tempered as the devil. He's got the councillors shitting themselves, fearing what's coming at this assembly. The more I think about it, the happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you and think up some good excuse. Clear?
That makes sense.
And you'll need a waiter's livery. I had a brand new one made. Here it is. I look like a prick in it. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit.
Thanks. I won't disgrace you, I promise.
You'd better not.
A wonderful day for a wonderful purchase.
Come and get some fresh mushrooms. A fine day for some fine wares.
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming? What's wrong with him?
He's in church. He's been there on his knees for 2 days, from dawn to dusk. I suppose he committed some awful sin. Got a very fat penance.
Did he have to go and confess now, when he's supposed to report for duty? Well, what can I do? You'll have to stand in for him. We can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look at you. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. Here it is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic you have. Hose are good. It's a good thing you've got no steel on you. You need to be light on your feet to run around tables. Everything as it should be. Glad to see it, lad. Do you know what your duties are? For an inexperienced greenhorn like you, it'll be a great responsibility.
Well, I'll happily listen to any advice. I wouldn't want to foul things up.
I should certainly hope not. Now listen. A good waiter should stand in a corner, look willing and ready, and not get in anyone's way. In short, behave as if you're not there. But when one of the gentlemen calls for wine, you run and pour it for him on the double. You'll find the pitchers on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to their table and pour for them. White Tokaib or red monastery wine.
White or red, by the door to the chapel. Got it.
But for Councillor Adam of Zarjitz, you must not pour at all. When he drinks, he disrupts and makes trouble. So the assembly has to be interrupted, or otherwise it never reaches an end. We can't allow that to happen in the presence of the king.
All right. Sir Adam of Zarjitz stays dry.
And if the king himself wants wine, you pour for him with lowered eyes. Don't look at him. And the most important thing?
Remember who wants what?
That too, but more importantly, do not disturb the councillors at their work. They have a lot to discuss. And in general, a good waiter has to be invisible, blind, and deaf.
Oh? I thought I had to keep my ears pricked.
Well, yes, but only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything that anyone wants from you. Understood?
Absolutely. I'm a waiter, after all. Not some street gossip monger.
Correct. And if you manage not to botch it up, you can even rise on the social ladder. Not just anyone can serve the King of Hungary, but you'll manage it. Right?
I know everything I need to. I can do it.
Excellent. Put away your things here. It's easier to serve with a lighter load. You can wait in the cubbyhole for the servants.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unversüchlich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top...
army was requisitioning from
full
it.
cup of monastery
Should the
wine.
town reserve have worse weapons than any Räuber in the domain?
What are you getting at, Eldris?
I'm saying that the bandits who freed Hinnick, the Dry Devil, used that thing.
Come now,
That
waiter.
Hackenbush
I want it red.
hand cannon. Can you believe it? Where did they get them?
You're the one who should know where they got them, since you're a gunsmith.
What are you implying, Friedrich? All I'm
Come
saying
now,
is
waiter.
that they had
I want it
them,
red.
Herrgott.
I
It is
apologize, sir.
Shante when outlaws
Which one?
have better weapons than the city garrison. And Herr König surely knows this too.
What is it, Eldris? You smell a deal?
What I smell is that your stubborn heads do not realize what Schwierigkeiten this is. The Dry Devil is running free. There are
can shut
Raubricker
that down,
everywhere in the region. We have the army bearing down, and you want to defend yourselves with a few rusty halberds.
And who is it you want to fight, exactly? The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection, isn't he?
Der König and his army
I
will
fancy
not be
some
here
Tokai.
forever.
Refill,
I
short.
apologize, sir.
The king can
Which
arrive
one?
at any
Are
moment.
you colorblind?
What if he heard?
White!
What then? We're sitting atop the biggest silver heap in the kingdom, and we're supposed to defend it with brooms?
You're right, Eldris. But where can we get the coin for better equipment?
We can always confiscate the property of the king's enemies, nicht wahr?
Hey,
We are
where's
more
my
than
white?
familiar with the jämmerlich state of our armory. And the king is surely aware of it as well. Maybe if he waived some of the taxes?
The king fears that this town will rise against him. He'll take the arming of
Hey,
the city's
where's my
militia
white?
as a preparation for war.
So you suggest we just wait with arms crossed for the Raubritter to wreak havoc
thank
all
the
around?
Lord.
We can always ask the king to bring order to the realm with his army.
But then the Dörfler will rise up.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation.
White
We shall
up.
wait
Pour me
and
red
see
wine.
what His Majesty thinks about the matter. Maybe we can change his mind. Vielleicht?
I apologize, sir. Which wine?
Red and quickly!
Monastery wine here.
Sir?
Well, thank the Lord.
I'd like to report to the Honorable Council on the cleanliness of the city and the state of the public baths.
You mean baths or brothels?
Isn't it the same thing?
So, the cleanliness of the city is
Another
not
drop of
what
white.
it should be.
Don't make me
The current
beg.
baths in the city fall far short of covering all the citizens' needs.
You're right, Jerome. But a woman named Betty has showed
I
up from
apologize,
Uprink
sir.
and wants to
Which
repair the
one?
baths that used to be
Tokai.
there.
White.
She's a protege of
Are you
mine.
deaf?
Her efforts are commendable, but I don't think she will succeed. It takes a firm hand, not soft, feminine fingers.
A moment ago, you were complaining there weren't enough baths. Shouldn't we support her?
Something like this is better handled
The
by
cathedral
trustworthy
will be
people.
standing
like
before you
my
bring me
friend,
that white.
Bathhouse
Sir.
proprietor Adam. The need for cleanliness and citizens' health
Thanks,
should not
thanks.
be underestimated.
Nor overestimated.
You there,
If someone
a
needs
word.
to wash, there's a river just a few steps from the city walls.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a...
Come here.
you know what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people died
Sure, act
needlessly.
like you're deaf.
Are you questioning God's plan? The Black Death had nothing to do with the baths. Unless the Lord wishes to punish the wickedness that's going on in there.
Keeping the city
Waiter,
clean is
pour me
important.
red wine.
But we don't have money to spare. Arguing about who is going to wash where and how is a waste of time.
It's only a waste of time because we're always arguing about the same thing.
Not at
Waiter,
all.
I
If
wanted
you
monastery
finally admit
wine.
that it's a trifle, we wouldn't have to keep coming back to it.
A trifle?
I
Do
apologize,
you ever
sir.
walk the streets here?
Which wine?
Monastery
Slop
red.
and rubbish.
Good,
The least
sir.
we can do for the citizens is to provide them with a place to wash up.
What nonsense! Next, you'll want me to serve wine to everyone for free, too.
Why not? In Jerome Nars's earthly paradise, everything would be free.
Don't put words in my mouth.
Gentlemen, let's agree to disagree. What if the king heard us?
I got word that Rutard has pulled off another deed.
That's nothing unusual. That old weasel will never accept that the city isn't run his way. At least until His Majesty
I
honors
fancy
us
some
with his
Tokai.
visit. But as
Refill,
we
boy.
know, Gunslin absolutely hates him.
He can hate all he wants, as long as he does no damage.
I apologize,
Ulrich,
sir.
what have you got to say
Which
about
one?
it?
White Tokai.
Well, I'm not sure what you're implying.
Horseshit! You know full well. Everybody knows. He wiped the floor with you.
Compose yourself, Adam, and stop drinking. The king might come any time now.
That's right. Let's not burden the
Hey,
anointed
where's
monarch
my
with
wife?
Such.
Me? Compose
Sir?
myself? Me?
Well,
I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you
Tokai,
defending
and a full
Rutard?
cup.
Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Rutard, true, but in this case it
Are
really
they
was
only just
nothing.
pressing the
Everyone
grapes
in
for
the
the
city
Tokai?
gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did
I
you?
apologize, sir.
That's grossly
Which one?
exaggerated.
White
I
Tokai!
don't think Rutard will cause any trouble. He is sensible
Sir?
enough not to draw attention to himself while the king is here.
Thank you, waiter.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
I fancy
Unless
some
he puts an
Tokai.
end to us first.
Refill, boy.
God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's
Sir?
no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry,
Well,
Andreas,
thank
but
the
I
Lord.
wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what really happened,
I'm not keeping anything from you, but there's little truth to the rumors circulating around the town. Yes, Rutard and I had a little disagreement, but we ended it quickly because his daughter wanted to get involved. I didn't want to expose the girl to any unpleasant sights.
So Rutard is hiding behind his own daughter's skirts?
As if it wasn't enough that he sent his son to die defending the city.
All right. If you really don't have anything new to say, let's turn the page.
Things have got out of order in the town. Some adventurers decided to take the law into their own hands and restore the tradition of duels. It's not only barbaric, but also illegal. If we tolerate this, the rabble in the city will go wild and do whatever they want. I
I'd like
suspect
some
the gentleman
monastery
from the
wine.
city's sword
Refill
fighting
my
school
cup,
brought
boy.
this custom to us. That German, Menhard, is just hanging around the market looking for trouble.
Don't be ridiculous, Forsucker. You act like you've never been in a
Come
fight.
now,
sir.
waiter.
And
I
to
wanted
accuse
red.
A swordsmaster without a shred of
Don't
proof.
hang around me.
We're not
Vanish,
some
you
old
hear me?
fishwives in the marketplace.
So you will just leave it be?
Proven offences are punished by the bailiff.
Hey,
and
boy,
that's that.
A word!
There are more pressing matters to deal with.
More pressing than the open contempt of the whole town garrison. The guards are apparently settling accounts their own way.
Hey,
We'll soon be the laughing stock of the whole town.
You can rest assured the whole town is already laughing at us all day long. So what if they have one more reason?
My words exactly.
Better try harder.
The town council is
Otherwise I'll soon
squabbling
dig myself away.
constantly at the Emperor Charles, and no one is left unscathed.
And you, a councillor, let people throw dirt on our work?
If I threw out everyone who complains over a beer, I'd soon be out of customers.
Ah, to hell with it. We'll never get anywhere like this. Why waste our time?
Waiter, my cup is empty. Pour me
I
some
apologise,
white.
sir. Which wine?
Tokai. White. Are you deaf?
Good, sir.
You want to get me drunk, you sneaky devil.
Since there is the eternal dispute over the cathedrals, the building of the church is dragging on, and in the meantime, they are calling diocesan pilgrimages to settlers.
You there,
right
lad.
under our noses.
A cup of red.
It's just a
And
village with a
don't you
monastery,
skimp on
and
me.
they are going to make a royal mining city. Why can't we build faster? Hire more craftsmen, start with night
I
shifts.
apologise, sir.
Because those
Which one?
so-called
Ned, am I
craftsmen
speaking in
are
Latin?
a band of parasites. You pay them, they come late, or report sick, and if they do come, their work is shit, and you have to pay someone else to put it right. It's a waste of time. I tell you,
Monastery
a waste
wine.
of time.
Here.
Adam, don't interrupt the proceedings with your drunken ranting, even if you are in the right. And as for you,
Sir?
haven't you noticed there's a war going on?
About
Are the
time.
experts from far off supposed to work in a city under siege?
Besides, I get the feeling there's something other than the welfare of the city behind your complaints.
Oh, you do? Do you? And what would that be?
Like, for instance, that you'd like to have your own altar there?
So what if I would?
Hold your horses, gentlemen. That space in the side nave is mine.
When hell freezes over, mein Freund.
Pour me
Your
red
place
wine.
is at least 2 steps behind mine.
A swordsmith dares to insult me?
I apologise, sir.
I think not.
Which wine?
Red.
Excuse me.
And quickly.
You wanted to buy yourself
Sir?
an altar in the cathedral. Just like you bought yourself a seat in this
Good.
council.
Now run along.
How dare you? I acquired my seat for the services our guild provided and still provides to the crown.
Well, I hope you're not supplying equipment to the army. If that's all they have, they would be defeated by that bunch of ne'er-do-wells from the alehouse on Opry.
A full cup of monastery wine.
Those wrestlers of theirs, of course. People from the whole town go to watch them brawl.
Thank you.
Because it has all been sorted out. Not long ago, the guards raided and threw them all out.
Ah, yes, I had forgotten. What do we have to discuss next?
Happier I am about not having to be there. To begin with, you'll need confirmation that you've worked as a waiter at the council and you're capable of serving even His Majesty. Look here. Do you have any idea what's expected of you? Can you tell different wines apart and that?
Of course. Who do you take me for?
All right. No need to get upset. Show the confirmation to the head butler. Tell him I sent you.
I'm telling you,
Think up some good
something
excuse,
is
clear?
being planned.
And you'll need a
Oh,
waiter's
I
livery.
doubt it.
Had a brand new
No
one
one's going
made.
to tackle Rootard.
Here it is. Hopefully it'll sit better on you. The main thing is, don't lose it before the assembly or get it covered in shit. You better not.
Azonal Gyurcsák össze. A legjobb katonaikat. És kelkinek útra.
For a wonderful purchase.
Ha!
You have nothing to fear. Not you.
And like this banner falls!
Franta Cooldown sent me. I'm to stand in for him at the council assembly.
Franta's not coming. What's wrong with him?
He's in church. He's been there on his knees for 2 days, from dawn to dusk. It's an awful sin.
Did he have to go and confess now, when he's supposed to report for duty? What can I do? You'll have to stand in for him. Can't be without a waiter here, when the king himself will need waiting on. So, let's have a look. Have you got Franta's certificate?
Sure. There is.
Everything's in order. Now, about your livery. You've got a waiter's cap, a tunic...
Come now, father. Put a little life into your dying. Seen more cheerful priests at funerals.
I'd rather be at one than here. I hoped I'd never see this fortress again in my life.
Unpleasant memories?
You have no idea. I didn't part ways with my father on entirely good terms. 20 years ago.
And now you're 2 decades older and wiser. At your Ujit's parish, you spread the word of God to your flock, and you saved my neck and Henry's too. I'd say your father should be proud of you.
None of that matters a damn to him.
Who knows? Maybe that 20 years has changed a thing or two.
You know what? Let's drop the subject.
You'll find the pictures on a table by the door to the chapel. You take one and go to
Do you know any of the guests here?
Most of them I'm seeing for the first time in my life. It's a pretty varied company. We've had bandits, nobles, burghers, a priest, and even a rabbi coming together here. It's like the start of some joke.
Wait a minute. Rabbi, you say? The Kuttenberg rabbi?
Yeah. He came with a retinue. But for now, they're keeping mostly to themselves. Maybe you should go and welcome some of them. After all, this used to be your home. And you're a spiritual man too, so you should have something in common.
I wouldn't be too sure. But I suppose I can try.
Remember who wants
What do you plan to do now you're a free man again?
What do you think? Get drunk, woo one of the local wenches, and wake up in the morning with no hose and a head like a church bell.
Have you perchance forgotten we're supposed to be deciding the future of the kingdom here?
I'll leave that to the older and wiser.
Yes,
And
but
duller.
only to what anyone wants from you. No excuses, and provide everything.
Who's that French fellow you brought here from Malashov?
The great Baron Brabant. Been everywhere, knows everything, and has the keys to half the kingdom. He's got more fairy tales than my old nanny.
Can he be trusted?
He's a blabbermouth, but a harmless one. Besides, he defended Kuttenberg, and you know how that went. If he were on Sigismund's side, he'd hardly have been locked up with me.
Dear me.
I know everything I need to.
I'd rather creep off into some corner with a full wineskin. But I suppose I'll have to introduce myself to the rest of the guests.
Indeed you should. After all, you are one of the lords of Rabosh.
Oh, don't start with that. I'd like to steer clear of the old man as long as I can.
In that case, you should sound out Radzig and Hanush and find out what they're actually planning.
The city reserves are in urgent need of new weapons. Unversüchlich. Our current Waffenarsenal is a joke, and on top...
Good day to you. And with you.
such rare guests. One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your community. I'm Godwin. My greetings to you.
Peace be with you. Neither would one expect a priest here. And yet...
How do you know I'm a priest?
It's not difficult to tell. After all, we have much in common. And we are both a little on unfamiliar ground here. I'm Yehuda, leader of the rabbinical court in the sacred community of Gutenberg. And this is Samuel, my aide.
Who would rather not be here at all. Why did we have to come here, Sadie? Can you not see everyone is staring at us?
Because we all need to help each other in this time of need. And why would they not stare when you are frowning so?
Do you want to make use of the council to improve the status of Jews in the city?
Not at all. However, we would like to give the council something it is sorely lacking. The situation in the town and the kingdom is unsustainable. The whole land is on the brink of destruction. You have men and weapons. We have the means to sustain them.
Why are you telling this to a Koimer? You wanted to deliver what we brought to the Margrave and quickly leave.
Everything in good time, Samuel. We have just arrived, after all.
Did you come to lend money to the lords?
Not to lend, but to give. Help given to the needy is repaid only by God.
You don't even know if you can trust them. With that money, we could have paid mercenaries ourselves.
You remind me of my young friend Henry. He's a bit of a hothead too.
Henry? That messenger of Radzik Copula?
You know each other. You're both around the same age.
That would be him. But we did not get off to a very good start.
I reckon the two of you would hit it off. He's reliable and has his heart in the right place. For a young stripling, he's been through plenty. It's not so long since his parents were killed in Skalitz. He was supposed to become a blacksmith, and instead, he's roaming the world, risking his neck at every turn.
Wait, a blacksmith, you say? From Skalitz?
Aye, that's right. Did you know anyone there?
I knew of someone. A blacksmith by the name of Martin.
My daughter knew him most, and that is why Samuel is in this world. For our numerous sins.
Maybe he was my father, but he certainly didn't act like one. Ma raised me on her own.
And that was all for the best.
Why? He should have taken care of me, but instead he fathered another bastard.
Don't make hasty judgments. As far as I know, Martin didn't have any other children. At least, none of his own. He took in Henry, and raised him as his own, on the orders of the Lord of Skalitz, Sir Radzik Copula, Henry's real father.
I don't care if he took care of 20 other Mamsas.
That boy's blood father denied him, just like yours did to you.
A person can't choose their parents. And Henry only found out about it recently.
Enough. I'd rather have a drink. Will you have one too, Zayde?
For that, there will be more suitable times.
What is it, elders? You smell a deal? What I smell
Excuse me. I'd better not drink.
Better communion wine than kosher, is it?
The dry devil is running free. There are Hauptschiffe everywhere in the region. We have the army
Warring is no solution. Even that gloomy captain knows that.
What's he held there?
I'm glad we finally
fight. Exactly. The merciful King Sigismund is providing us with protection.
Good health to you, sir. I'm Godwin, a friend of that lad you arrived with, Henry. We don't know each other.
Baron Vauquelin Brabant. Chevalier d'Arezzo, the last of my line. I am a warrior, a traveler, a strategist, and also, à ma manière, a poet.
My word. Isn't that exhausting?
Mais non! And I'm glad to meet a new friend.
Hey, where's my white?
It's a pleasure to make your acquaintance, Baron. I knew right away we'd hit it off.
Maybe if he waived some of the taxes.
The king fears that this town will
How
rise
come
against
almost nobody here knows you?
I am operating, as they say. Incognito. My great benefit is my strong connection with the French court. There, everyone knows my name. Here in Bohemia, I'm still building my reputation, slowly, but surely.
I'm afraid I see no solution of the current situation.
Where have you been on your travels? Have you seen the ocean?
But of course! I was born by the sea. If you are interested in my greatest journeys, then I have traveled with a merchant caravan all the way to the Ottoman Empire. And if you are interested in my greatest deed, then that was perhaps saving the life of the King of France.
And you wouldn't by any chance know the Pope, personally?
Which one do you mean? I spoke briefly with Boniface IX when I was sojourning in Rome. A pleasant fellow.
How did you end up imprisoned in Malachov?
Ah, c'est une histoire compliquée. It was after I heroically led the defense of Gothenburg, and only lost it narrowly by an unfortunate turn of events.
That needs some explanation. What unfortunate turn of events?
Oh, misère. It is clear you have never been to war.
So, the cleanliness of the city is not
Another drop of
what it should
wine.
be.
Don't make me
Current
beg.
baths in the city
So,
fall far
be
short
so
of
kind as to
covering
enlighten me.
needs.
When they broke through the defense, I ended up in captivity. It was only due to my acquaintances in a court that I escaped execution.
Oh? I thought it was Henry who saved your neck.
My neck was not at risk in Malachov. I may have still been a prisoner with my personal freedom restricted, but they never broke my spirit.
Shouldn't we support her?
Something like this is
You
better
say you're a
handled
poet.
by trustworthy people.
How about a verse or two to amuse us?
Jamais. Is poetry nothing but a fuss to you? Is a poet a gesture for amusement? I think not. To recite, I require the proper mood. And besides, few here would understand me.
Certainly. And they can get leeches there for free as well. And while he's there, a man can shave and take a... you-know-what.
So what? Going to the baths is neither a civic duty nor a right.
Have you forgotten the Black Death? A great many people
Dear friends and allies, in these troublesome times, you all know why we're here. The question remains, what to do next? Sigismund is facing troubles in Hungary, and here too, he is up against resistance. He's a capable strategist, but a poor diplomat. Mark my words. If we wait him out until winter, he will leave of his own accord.
By winter, he'll have torched all our fortresses and carried off everything that we possess. Are we seriously gonna wait and cower in a corner? Or are we gonna drive them out in shame? A few well-planned raids and we could have him in our fists!
At what price? Have you got men to spare? Has any of you got men and money to spare?
We don't have men out there.
Yes, we do.
We do not.
Jobst is right. That whole sun won't fall easily.
Only we can't wait.
Are we to get ourselves killed?
Or end with nothing?
I'm not going to die.
Friends, we'll get nowhere like this. Let's adjourn ourselves and try to think it through.
Well, I beg your pardon. I demand that you...
Ruhe! Franz, please continue.
I'm speaking about the Rutard incident. You were there, weren't you?
Oh, that. Just a small misunderstanding. We've sorted it out and everything's settled.
My ears must be deceiving me. Are you
Tokai,
defending
and a full
Rutard?
cup.
Besides, if his men attacked yours, as I've heard, then we have a good reason to punish him.
What happened there? Leave nothing out.
I don't like Ruthard, true, but in this case it really was nothing.
Pressing the
Everyone in the city gossiped about it. I heard there were several dead.
Did
I apologize,
you?
sir.
That's grossly
Which one?
exaggerated. I
Tokai!
don't think Ruthard will cause any trouble. He is sensible
Sir?
enough not to draw attention to himself while the king's here.
Thank you, waiter.
That's true. Because if we don't do something about him, the king himself will put an end to him, and soon.
I fancy some
Puts an
Tokai.
end to us.
Refill, boy.
God knows what he wants to tell us.
If nothing happened, there's
Sir?
no point in dwelling on it. Let's move on.
I'm sorry,
Well,
Andreas,
thank
but
you.
I wouldn't brush it off so quickly. Why do I have the feeling you're not telling us the whole truth, Ulrich?
Are you accusing me of lying?
Those are strong words, my friend. Nobody said anything like that, did they?
Then why doesn't he tell us what...
One wouldn't expect to find among Christians representatives of your...
Don't have men out